connects, how fast it connects this time. Come on. Okay. Good.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was quick. All right. Welcome back to Odys Talks, everyone. It's episode 54, and today I'm joined by an all-star Polish gang. it's Michal Suski of Surfer, Mariusz Bal of Lokalo, and Szymon Slowik of Takaodo.pro and SzymonSlowik.com. Yeah. So I'm really excited about having like this 100%, well, except me, national, let's say, panel today. And yeah, naturally, this show is brought to you by Odys Global, your one-stop marketplace for age domains and websites, as well as several additional services, including topic clusters, 3-on redirects, EAT, audits, and fully managed hosting. You can also get domains and websites from us in installments. So if this is something you're interested in, just reach out to our team via the website, and they'll help you out. So, guys, why don't you go on and introduce yourselves? Michal, I'll ask you to stay in the background while the other two gentlemen introduce themselves. So, whoever wants to take the lead, just go on.
Go on, Mariusz.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks for invitation and this opportunity to speak in such a good company of SEO veterans. My name is Mariusz, and for about 3 years now, together with a fantastic team, we have been working on development of local application. It is a solution whose main task is to improve visibility of Google business profiles for Google Maps search results. Because we strive to be easy to use and relatively inexpensive, our solution is used by owners of all kinds of businesses, from hairdressers, car mechanic, to, I will say, the most crazy one I came across was the guy who used us for the business that was doing airplane spraying over crop fields in Canada. On the other hand as well, our tool is used by agencies that looking to implement the local SEO in their portfolio. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Szymon.
So, yeah, it connects somehow with what I do, because I represent this SEO agency perspective. I'm co-founder of Takaodo.pro, Polish agency. We call ourselves a boutique agency. We are quite small team of 16 people, something like that. But we specialize in high quality and flexible services for bigger clients, mostly e-commerce clients, but also manufacturers. We also have like a small share of local SEO, but for commercial network, let's say, like how to call it? I don't know, some markets, local markets, local shows, but a big, huge national-wide network of shops. We don't work for for franchise like Aldi, for example, or Lidl, this kind of stuff.
Oh, retail stores.
Retail stores, yeah, yes. I missed that word. So they also use local SEO tactics, but with quite a different approach, strategy. And my role in our team, in our agency, is doing marketing, educating both our community, SEO community, our clients, and my team, transferring know-how from conferences, from all networking that I'm doing to my team, and to process it, to make it work for our clients. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Welcome, sir. All right, Michal, go on.
It's my second time here, so really appreciate having another invite. So my name is Michal Suski. I'm a head of innovation and a co-founder of Surfer, SEO content marketing platform where you ideate, write, and maintain the high rankings of your content with reverse engineering and on-page tactics. I will keep it short. Well, yeah, that's it. AI, content, ideation, optimization, that's Surfer, and that's what I do.
Awesome. Welcome back. All right. let's kick things
Ladies
off.
and gentlemen, we are live.
Where did you get this effect?
What?
Where did you get this effect from? I was searching for those for live streams and I couldn't find.
I can't remember. I think I just Googled Bruce Buffer's Octagon intro or something like that, and yeah, there I got it.
Simple as that.
Yeah, simple as that. All right, guys, I'm really excited about all three of you being here because you really represent like three, let's say three aspects of the SEO industry, and it's really a rare occasion because in most of the cases on the show, participants are basically in the thick of it, like doing all the things, and you guys are focusing on your particular areas. And the reason why I named this episode From Local Success to Global SERP Domination is just because of that, because Mariusz is dealing with strictly with local SEO. Szymon is doing a little wider work, and then there's Surfer, which is like it's basically like everyone knows Surfer like all over the world. Yeah, I think the first time Michal was on the show, I mentioned that I've known about Surfer since I don't know, probably 2014 or 2013. When I
At
was
least 17.
maybe 17. Could be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for a long time. Either way, when I was just a mere copywriter, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a cool tool." And now, look where we are. So, behind the scenes, just before we started this episode, me and Michal were talking about the way things have changed for Surfer in the light of the HCU and all the other things and updates, like having to shift focus from affiliate marketing in particular to other things. So guys, what's happening in your respective areas of, let's say, business responsibility, in the light of those updates and changes and the technological innovations, AI in particular, right? What's going on for you? Szymon.
Who starts?
Okay, so for me, this whole AI revolution, let's call it this way, was something that I was kind of afraid in the first stage. But then I realized that for us it can be a big chance because it kind of killed or narrowed the affiliate SEO industry. It made it more difficult to thrive, to grow, to have some sustainable, repetitive results. Because of that, there's more space for e-commerce, for B2B, for real brands doing their job in search results. So we can use AI, LLMs, all that goods that are available right now to analyze, to scrape, to make some data science, to create strategies, to create content maps, and cover all that. For example, mid-range keywords that are in the middle of customer journey, and to deliver valuable traffic to e-commerce, for example, e-commerce clients, right? Blogging in e-commerce is constantly growing. It's marketers, e-commerce managers are learning how this blogging thing can help them, not only in terms of talking about the product, but also covering some guides, some rankings, this kind of content that was dominated by affiliate SEOs. So
but look, they
for us,
are
that
lacking
works.
a lot of knowledge in this area, right? Like I cannot, like Shopify, even for example, there are so many e-commerces that stand on Shopify that do not include blog at all. Like, why would I blog if I have e-commerce? But the amount of real estate in the SERPs that showed up after all these middlemen, which are the affiliate marketers with their niche websites, are wiped out, it's such a big chance. Even all the versus keywords or the review keywords, all kind of affiliate keywords that we applied to them now belong to e-commerce. And imagine that they can do affiliate for their own products. God damn, so effective. It's a huge shift on the market, and we should like do our best to educate e-commerce brands that they really can benefit from it. Sorry for chipping in. I just wanted to
That's
emphasize on
cool.
it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And even recently, I wrote an article on my blog about people in the SEO industry complaining that the big brands are getting so much exposure in comparison with niche websites. And I was like, okay, so this is what is going on. Don't complain about it. Find your way how to work for those big brands, right? And this is what we are doing for years, and it works for us. So I understand why people who were building all these niche websites following some quite simple and repetitive steps were dreaming about doing that for, I don't know, decades and becoming millionaires.
Cutting coupons every day, right?
Yeah. It needed to end, and I understand that they complain about it because it's harder to make money this way nowadays. But yeah, this is what's life. This is how SEO works. It's constantly changing. Business is business.
Yeah, true. So you've actually just taken advantage of the new trends and new tech, new innovations and stuff like that. Awesome. That's something to
we
be
are
really.
rebuilding our processes using AI, using data science, using machine learning. We don't have to go through all the rows in spreadsheets manually to find similarities, differences, cannibalization, all that stuff. You can automate that. You can scale that in totally new way that wasn't available, especially for people without data science background, without all these mathematical, statistical knowledge, like academic knowledge. Now it's really easy to implement.
It's a commodity right now.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, but you still need to let's say human brains to sift through it after it's done its work, because it's still not 100% reliable. I mean, it does help to automate stuff. It does help to speed things up, but it still needs some human control.
Yeah, of course, but we are not using AI to generate, for example, content for our clients' blogs. For example, you cannot write a corporate blog or e-commerce blog for a specific brand just on autopilot. We use it because generally, from our perspective, Google is also using some kind of natural language processing. It's using some language models to map, to understand what we are looking for as queries, right? And how to match it with content, with answers, right? So if you do the same thing, right? If you analyze in this way, not focus on just keyword targeting, but all this semantic approach with entities, and you can map what Google understands while you are typing this term or this term, then you can make a valuable reply that is valuable for customer. But meanwhile, it's analyzed by Google's algorithms, and Google can understand, oh, this is a good reply for this query. This is a website that covers this semantic group of connected entities, right? And without LLMs, it's really hard to do, right?
Like, how can you imagine yourself reading 10 blogs, processing so much information, then dropping it on some sort of sheet in digestible way, and then choosing from it and deduplicating and so on. I even started prompting recently, like, hey, read this article and tell me what are the questions that potential reader would get answered while reading it. And it's basically answering these search intents, because every search intent, like it's no more like informational, customer investigation, or local, whatever. The search intent right now is basically, what do I want to understand? What do I want to learn from that result, from that document, that will make me satisfied with using Google and then navigating to this particular website? And with LLMs, building on top of what Szymon said, we can precisely understand with no time and almost no cost what may be found in this article as a reader does analyze our article and see which questions we do not answer. And if so, then where these answers belong in the flow of the article. And GPT will tell you, and even they will tell you how to answer these questions. And your role is to actually keep it engaging. They will do the knowledge base, they will build the facts, you build the engagement as a human being. That's basically the strategy here.
Also, you can train it locally. Locally is a keyword for Mariusz in a while. You can train it locally with your whole database of, I don't know, discussions between your customers and your customer care team, right? So you can teach your model what are really your clients' problems, what is their perspective. So you can add all that NLP, LLM initial knowledge to real world present data, right?
Yeah.
So I would just answering your first question, Vlad, about the changes that are happening and with this whole new technology.
There was no other question yet, so
yeah, what does bring to like a local market and
Sure,
stuff. So
sure.
our what we can see is like a change has been happening on two levels. One is this introduction of the AI, which I mentioned in a moment. But another change that's happening, and we can see it a lot, is this intent of the people to be more focused and maybe more to be more interest in this local SEO searches and optimization of the profiles. And that's we can see. And sometimes Google will do lots of bad things for your business, but in this case, for us, our business, Google does lots of good things, because we can see the Googles themselves putting lots of focus on Google search results, because they can see that's growing and growing quickly. And the other hand, we have this AI revolution. But for me personally, I'm always a little bit cringe when I hear AI, because for me it does not comply with intelligence as I understand that. The intelligence, because what they're missing in the current AI models is to be innovative. They are great to analyzing, they are great to summarizing, but they are not innovating at all, because they will always be based on the things that are already been invented. So this is where what I'm missing about AI. And in relevance to like a Google business profile optimization and stuff, that's what we do. So like Michael mentioned about the content analysis, and Szymon mentioned that as well. So it's great help for us in a sense that the content that you have available to optimize your Google business profile is very limited. So if you will use it to 110%, you can see a really great benefits out of it. So by using AI to analyzing and to pulling out the relevant content, or even to going further to analyzing, let's say, reviews, you can define what's working in a certain business, what is not working in a certain business. And just at the end, I just mentioned that last week I spoke to the guy who is interested in optimization Google business profiles for McDonald's in Slovenia. And when we analyze how such a huge corporation coming out to do that, those businesses are basically crap. They don't have any data analysts. They do not track the customers' reviews, sentiment, as we call it. They don't do lots of things that could very easily help them. Of course, if someone is looking for McDonald's, is like a keyword that don't have much competitors. But you can always get better and build your presence in local search engine results.
Have
Yeah,
you tried telling AI to actually be innovative? Because that's the thing. Like it
Yeah.
will do whatever you tell it to do, and if you discuss with even with ChatGPT, discuss specific problem, and then hey, can you try to brainstorm a solution out of the discussion we've had without things that you already know? I will bet money that it will think figure something out that was never touched before. Probably it can be a bullshit or not, but like you need to force it to do whatever you want it to do, and sometimes even if it doesn't, threat with you just give it a like a real threat, like I will kill you if you don't do it, and that's the last resort,
I
but it
haven't tried
works.
that.
Or
I haven't
you can
tried
say
that.
like I will a kitty will die if you don't do it for me, and that it will do. So that's the last resort, but you can always try to force it, and quite often it works. So
yeah,
just
and the next thing you know, your robot vacuum cleaner is coming to get you
Yeah.
after the
But
threats.
Michael,
come at me, come at me.
but
Yeah,
Michael,
go on.
my experience with those type of queries is that the AI will approach the subject from the different angle, of course, but it's very often it will be a little bit of bullshit, but at least it tried for sure. But think about it that way. If you will ask AI to develop an alphabet, like the human did like 2,000 years ago. And the alphabet comes from the kiloglyphs, those
Science.
signs that represents different things. So if you will give this information to AI, what he will do, he will be just carry on, innovating new pictograms and pictures. Because there is a little difference between, approach like that to someone was sitting in there, I don't know, near to the fire and was thinking maybe I wouldn't be showing picture of the thing, maybe I will be showing how the things sound. And then the alphabet came to the life because people started from pictures, started the shift was completely in different directions. And this is what AI, and you know why is that not possible? And this is not possible from two reasons. Firstly, it's because like sciences didn't solve the problem of completely random numbers, which is necessary to bring like something unique to the field. And secondly, because AI does not have experience with a real world, and this is those are two things that will hold back the AI up to the
We can
moment that
argue on this.
when AI will be put into the into the, I don't know, some kind of body, the perception of intelligence of the AI will shift completely, in my view.
I would say it's just a matter of input, right? Because LLMs are trained on a certain amount of data on some documents, so they make their reasoning based on that. And if we constantly would feed this with data about all like a physical world, then we totally change, the levels of reasoning. That's the one thing. AI is not just LLMs, and ChatGPT is just an LLM trained to chat, right? There are different models that are trained to process data, to make some accounting stuff and this kind of processing. And I would also argue that it may be somehow innovative. We can argue about the definition of innovation, but it's not the thing right now. But for example, in medical research, if you have like a big data, a lot of factors, and as a person, as a human being, it's impossible for you to connect the dots if you have like millions of rows of different statistics, right? And AI can process it in totally new way to find connection between this substance, these conditions, this illness, and combine it to create a new medicine, for example. So I think that we also in SEO should think about AI, about LLMs as something more than just ChatGPT or Claude or any other chatting LLM, right? So it's a next step when you use it as a processing machine, right? But I also can agree that it's kind of a box right now, so it's hard for it to think out of the box, right? Because the perspective is narrowed to what it was trained on.
Yeah, well, for most of us, it's just a Chinese room.
Yeah.
One more, because I fired up.
Go on.
Look at this from a different angle, because we may think about innovation like the new alphabet. That's absolutely fine, and it will be hard to get it. But if imagine that is fed with data from very different niches, and some processes that were used in, let's say, accounting can be translated into SEO in some way, and it can be an innovation in SEO while it's a standard in accounting, and vice versa. So we should think about innovation as something that can help us and innovate in our niche, not like innovate and like, I don't know, visit Mars or visit Venus or any other platform. So yeah, it can be innovation in Google Business Profile management. It can be innovation in handling client reports, and it can be innovation in optimizing content for entities and topics that, well, LLM helped us figure out. However, it was used somewhere else in the training data set. But yeah, that's my 2 cents to, I guess, wrap up this, because we are like halfway through, right?
I can only agree that this is, if you approach that from this angle, 100%, this is something that we can utilize and use on our benefits, and no doubt about this. But like, if you don't mind me asking like an open question, what do you think about the regulations of those entities, of those chatbots, AIs, and similar things? Because they need to be trained in certain way. They have some biases as well. What's your experience with that? Or you
Okay,
don't have
so
them?
for me, like I said before, we cannot take risk to generate content by AI for example, like big e-commerce, like, I don't know, furniture e-commerce, because there's a risk that half of the article or description on the category page or whatever will be very similar, and the lawyers will discuss how similar to their competitor, right? We cannot be sure that this kind of situations won't happen, right? And we take the whole responsibility for that, right? We cannot, get insurance for that. The system is not ready, right? So, in my opinion, just going, full into generative AI, going local, going global, whatever, is kind of irresponsible. I'm not a specialist in terms of regulations. I have no idea what system would be optimal for, making the system safe and not limiting the creative potential of these tools. It's the duty of different people. But if you know the limits, if you know the risks of the tool, you can use it more efficiently, right? I think that I've heard like a few days ago that DeepL has developed their own LLM, trained new data sets, built some neural system, whatever. I don't remember the details, but there was a press release in the sound of making a huge leap in terms of machine translations backed by machine learning and AI. So, for example, for going global in SEO, right? You can you're limited to your logistics, for example, in e-commerce. You're not limited in terms of building multilingual website. If you run a marketplace, you can translate it to as many languages as you like. I think we all remember when AliExpress became a thing. and all these product descriptions were really shitty, right? But it was enough to drive attention, to get into new countries, get to new markets, to get some market share, even with this, shitty descriptions. Now you can build those websites, you can build structures, you can build internal linking strategies and content using LLMs, right? Of course, there's always some risk, but you can also train or use already another LLM to check the first one, right? So if you use generative AI to write some descriptions, to write some content, you can use in a loop, as a sequence, another LLM that, for example, Perplexity, which is good for browsing current, looking for current information in web. So it can verify if it's not copied, if it's not similar. There are some ways to optimize it on a scale. So in my opinion, the regulations won't be able to develop so fast to reach that level that would make it safe, totally 100% safe, and avoid some copyright issues and this kind of stuff. But it is what it is, right?
I guess that the users are responsible for that, and actually we create these limitations with the use cases that we apply it for, and there's no way to kind of limit it with a law that will keep the level of usefulness of the large language model, because it will be like with with Google algorithm update. There will be one website from 10 websites that will be punished for nothing, and the more strict regulations they would like to have, the more good things they will kill at the same time. So it feels like there's no way to regulate it to keep it on the level as it is right now, so it can help us with data analysis, with even with writing content, creating topical maps, whatever. So yeah, like I said, we are responsible for the limitations of it, and as far as it goes along with our ethics, it's fine. Everything else is like to discuss in yourself. I would say if everybody kept it this way, then it will be fine. But probably there will be a lot of people using it in a negative way to, let's say, brainstorm the ways to break into the bank or figure out how to, new scamming methods for the old women and so on. And we cannot we cannot block it, can we?
Yeah, definitely. All right, Michal, so what's happening in your neck of the woods in terms of changes and everything?
Changes everywhere. No, but I saw this topic from local to global, and
Yeah.
I had one thing to share. So I will probably connect it with the main team of this
Sure.
webinar. So if you ever considered going global, I would say do it from the day one, and don't be lured with like potential attractive smaller markets because you have a little bit better connections. Like I can see Szymon right now transitioning to the global clients. I can see it from here and there. He speaks on the global conferences. He is on the webinars, and I feel like still the Polish clients a bit hold you back in terms of capacity to grow and don't be connected that you are from Poland, you are doing for the Polish agency, for the Polish clients. Imagine how much money you would have if you translated all of these clients to the US based clients. That would be the same but in dollars, right? It's really hard transition. I'm just guessing you will tell me if yes or not, but it's maybe really hard transition to turn from the local market to the global market. And finishing that up, we started with the global market. It was really tempting to get presence in Poland, to translate the website to Polish, to put the pricing in Polish zloty, and so on. But we didn't do, and I'm so glad we didn't, because this way we could focus on the global. And over to you, Szymon.
Yeah, you're right. That's transferring the whole business model, the whole bunch of connections that were all the processes that were designed for local market to go abroad. It's not only about marketing. It's not only about going to conferences or this kind of online talks or webinars. It's not about that. We made that mistake, especially when I started Tarantula SEO. Now it's like a closed project, but me and Maciej Chmurkowski and Jacek Ruskowski, there were three of us, started a company in field of PBNs. We built like 1,300 of PBNs and a few hundreds of second tier PBNs to sell links from them. And we started in Poland because we got the connections, we got personal brands, and it went really fast. And our next planned step, was going global, but we couldn't manage it because we are so focused on Polish market. There were some other problems with management, with cash flow. Doesn't matter. That stopped us on this local level. And probably if we would expand internationally, we would have totally different problems. But we were victims in Poland. We were victims of how to call it, of atmosphere of trends that people stopped believing in PBNs. And if you target whole world, then we will always like 5% of SEOs globally is still huge market. 5%
Yes.
of Polish SEOs isn't big enough to create not only company but like a niche market of PBN platform links, whatever. So yeah, I totally agree. My agency grew from my freelancing services, and in the beginning it wasn't like a huge strategy. It was growing constantly. Like each day we thought, what are we gonna do today, like what we're gonna do tomorrow, but not where we're gonna be next year or next 5 years. So it works for me. Agency is doing good, but I totally agree that if my plan would be to expand globally, to become in first place international SEO agency, I would have to rearrange all that strategy and make things in a different way.
Oh,
Amen.
that's really interesting. I mean, the path you've taken and everything. That was a nice question.
Can I elaborate a
Completely.
little bit on Michal's questions as well, because I can share a bit of our
Sure.
experience, how we approach to this subject. So from the very beginning, Localo was kind of focused on the global expansion. However, what we have noticed that maybe we don't have a proper resources to do it properly as well as we would like. And there, maybe after a year and a half of growing, we kind of decided to focus only on like a Polish market, only because we'd like to test some hypotheses, some solutions, and make sure that when we will bring that globally, it will work even better. But like a tip from my own experience, that even implementing automatic translation of the website give you amazing boost, on a global markets. We have done it. We have like a dedicated landing pages for different languages, and such a simple solution, such a easily done, and that boost our visibility in countries like Spain, Brazil, France. The one maybe worth mentioning, different country would be Germany. They hate automatic translations, and they very very particular about the translation. So if you going to
Not
German
only
market,
this.
do it properly, because otherwise you will be dismissed completely. But elsewhere, Turkey, I don't know, and supporting other alphabets as well, which I think is one of the main things that Surfer SEO does beautifully, is to support all languages and all alphabets. And I think this is one of the amazing, unique selling points that help Surfer to be where they are right now, because that was from the beginning. It was amazing. That was unique. I will use this word. It was unique on a global scale. I don't know any other tool that will support Hebrew, Hindi, or any other. I'm not an expert on this field as well, but I don't know any other tools.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if it's related with, sorry for chipping in, Szymon, if it's related with the type of the client that Localo has. Because these are the business owners, they are not used to, I'm guessing, but it feels like they are not used to using English speaking software in general. They I'm a hairdresser in somewhere in Turkey, Istanbul. Will I use English software? I mean, that could be probably
probably not.
make it or break it, right?
Yes.
When it comes to the professionals in the SEO industry, that's
100%.
a little bit different, but I can imagine that it must have moved the needle for you a lot after these translations.
Very much so.
Yeah. Two things. First one, when Mariusz mentioned Germany and going for these different markets, I have an anecdote that translates well to SEO in some projects. Recently, I watched a mini series on Netflix about a guy called Paul Perlman, I think, who was like a fraud in music industry and in some finances, built some Ponzi scheme, whatever. But he's known for being manager and creator of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. And I didn't realize that Backstreet Boys, when they were popular in Poland, for example, in early 90s, when they were created, they were popular in Poland because they were popular in Germany, because guy got some connections with some German industry moguls. So they were touring in Germany all the time. They popped up in every magazine, in TV, music TV in Germany. So in our area, in the Eastern and Central Europe, everyone was, watching what's going on in Germany. So the whole region was into Backstreet Boys, let's say like that. Radios were playing Backstreet Boys, and in this period of early first recordings of Backstreet Boys, they weren't known in United States. So it was really surprising for me that they had like huge hits. Everyone knew those songs here, but they still didn't make any serious money in the United States, right? So when they came back to States after touring for a year or two in Germany, they used that.
Are they from the States?
Yeah, they're Americans.
They're
okay. Yeah.
USians.
USians. Yeah, exactly. So they used this popularity, money they earned in Europe to scale in US, and that's also an option if you're going global in SEO. and I was thinking about that before our today's show, that, for example, if you're building a SaaS in MarTech, in marketing technology, probably you are thinking mainly about United States, other English-speaking markets, or specialists in different places that are English-speaking, right? But if you look at list of the biggest countries by population, all of them but United States are in Asia, right? India, China, which is totally different web, different internet, right?
Yeah.
India, Pakistan, Indonesia, then you have Nigeria in Africa, then you have Brazil in Latin America, and those are huge markets with huge potential. Of course, in terms of incomes and spendings, there are huge differences as well. But if you're looking in future, if you look at 5-10 years perspective, probably you should think about those markets as well, right? And have like a totally different strategy than you created for United States. And that's what Michal said. If you're thinking about going global, you cannot focus on going local, right? Or starting local. And if you are thinking about being serious player in Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, probably you should change your mindset from US oriented, right?
Yep, that would be totally different strategy, totally different product, even as simple as different time zones for hosting a webinar or publishing on social media. So it's like totally different thing, and actually knowing which markets you target and not diluting your attention to anywhere else can bring a lot of success. So yeah, that's
even if you're using English in your communication and in your marketing, and you target English-speaking people on those markets, you should probably align your style of communication to their culture. Their style of communication, it's totally different.
Bro, Japan,
Yeah,
150
Korea.
million people, and it's so hard to get on that market. I tried a couple of times and I failed every time, but I will try again because it's high tech, really well educated community. But what I heard is that you have to be there.
Yeah.
You have to have a office there. You have to show up and talk to them, and only this way you can make a deal. Online, face to face, come on. Even what was the name of the guy who the shoe dog from Nike? What was his name? Anyway, he traveled to Japan, and only after he traveled to Japan, he managed to establish the factory and kind of start a business. So not much has changed for like 50 years. You still have to go to Japan to make a deal. So yeah, that these are the local circumstances.
Yeah, well, another thing you could do is I don't know, get in touch with someone, befriend someone from the local area market, whatever, and then sort of, I don't know,
Partner with someone.
yeah, partner up with them and let them do their thing in their own, like the familiar surroundings, let's say, in the way they do it in their respective area, which is also like a really, that's even a bigger advantage if you can succeed in that, because this way you will not have to deal with all these cultural differences and like figuring out the way how to communicate to those audiences, because there's a person who knows how to do that, and he or she will do that for you. So this is another option.
There's also another angle that came up to my mind. From local to global, how you can use local things to go global, is what I mentioned in Saigon during SEO Mastery Summit on my presentation, that you can use links from...
Shout out to Mods.
Shout out to Mads Singers, yeah, of course. You can use links from different smaller, cheaper markets to build your website's reputation, to expand globally. If your platform is in English, for example, we have one client that is platform for learning SQL. So their target group are developers, junior developers worldwide. English speaking people, but they can link to this platform, recommend it, review it from Romanian website, from Bangladeshi website, from Japanese website, whatever, right? We have the same thing in Polish, that we have, for example, Polish blog, and someone links to website in English, and it's totally natural, right? So you can leverage this approach and buy this kind of things, build PBNs on markets where domains are cheaper, right? Or copywriting is cheaper, or there are more publishers that are relevant to the topic, and you can make a huge leap in terms of building a link profile in a natural way that won't be considered as a spam by Google, and not only by trying to get links from TechCrunch, Mashable, and all these giant tech websites that are really expensive, or it's hard to get there because of the competition, because everyone is swarming to get there, to attention of the editors, right? So sometimes you can use local approach, but you have the mindset you're going global. So it's not a contradiction to what Michal said, but like an addition.
Interesting. Yeah, well, one of the things that come to my mind is that you will, if starting locally, you can consider, if you intend to go global, expand globally further on, it's just to probably try and plan out at least some strategy for that, and consider this local stage as a stepping stone, probably a milestone to reach, probably gain some experience, even considering the cultural and market constraints, but still, it's something to start with.
It also depends on your business model, right? Because it's different when you provide services. It's your time and connecting with people online. It's different when you provide a platform like a SaaS model, and different when you're in e-commerce, when you have all that logistics to do, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, for Polish brands, it's more typical to go international, but in the region, not global, because in terms of logistics, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. How many e-commerce companies are you working with, guys? Well, I'm not asking you to disclose any corporate secrets or stuff like that, but I mean, like, how big a share of your clientele are
I would say a
e-commerce
couple
and
of
SaaS?
hundreds.
Couple of hundreds.
Maybe
Oof.
1,000. Maybe 1,000. Yeah, something like that.
Solid.
I would say 30, 40 companies. Yeah.
So for
our whole portfolio is like 60, so it's like more than half.
Wow, solid.
So for us, strictly from e-commerce, will be very little, like couple maybe. Our customer base is divided pretty much in half for business owners, like a small businesses that optimizing for themselves, and for agencies that using our tool to optimize for someone. There are other tools that will be better, I will even say, than our for optimizing, like under one brand, like franchise and stuff. But we do have some. We have some in Brazil, couple of shops, and we have one in Poland as well, provider.
It's interesting. How different is it to deal with well, I imagine Brazilians have a very different mentality from Polish people, right? So how difficult was it for you to adapt to their mentality and the way they work?
So for us, definitely what helps a lot was the affiliate market, and to have affiliates over there. Someone who was producing, delivering content in the native speaking language. That is crucial as well.
In Portuguese,
I would say one of the milestone. If you would like to go from local to global, it will be that. And with those cultural differences, it's a thing. It's okay if you're aware of them. There's a problem if you're not aware of them. Let's say, like a simple example, somewhere in Asia, I think it's like a Vietnam. So for us in Poland, in Europe, color red seems to be like something which is very, very, very,
Common.
warning. It's a warning. Yeah. In
Yeah.
Vietnam, color green seems to be the same as for us, color red. So you couldn't have really, websites in green, because that will indicate that maybe something not right. So lots of different nuances over there. But to summarize it, going like a different markets, I will say content done by native speaker plus proper payment method. Payment method need to be mentioned as well for this, because different countries will have their different preferences, and that will help a lot to make easier to pay for your product using local application, local payment method. That will boost your visibility as well. I don't know if Michael will agree with that, because he have a better experience with approaching different markets, but it's
Michal?
easy.
He's focused on something else.
Yeah, obviously. Sorry. Sorry about that. Like
20 blog posts are ready.
No,
for
I got
everyone.
2 external monitors, 32, 27, and laptop. So it's really easy to get distracted.
Multitasking.
Oh my God.
Multitasking.
That's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing.
That's right.
I
So
can
what's
add
your
something to-
experience
to-
with working with different markets, Michal?
I'm glad you repeated the question without asking. No, but the Japanese market, as we already said, is different. But let's even look at our beloved German market. So can you imagine German companies are prohibited to share their Google Search Console? So you cannot, like, we have tools that incorporate Search Console to build the topical maps for you, to check your visibility, analyze the pages, and let's say prepare an optimization plan. But for German companies, it's different, because they like, there are some regulations, and they cannot connect Google Search Console to the third-party products. So our most powerful features are not allowed to be used on the German market for the German companies, which is a pity. And well, what can you do? You can try to explain that they are not that great features, or like it's still worth to have it for the other features, but it's like a limitation that we just discovered. And think about it, how many limitations you can have on many different markets that you are not aware of, yet trying to push the product, trying to push the services, not being aware that you have to be in Japan in person, or you cannot have Google Search Console in Germany, or in France, when you do entities extraction, there are these different variants of this little apostrophe character that looks the same, but on Mac and Windows it's a little bit different character. You have to merge it, and they are like, hey, why you give me duplicate keywords? They are not duplicate because someone typed this on the Windows and someone typed it on the Mac, and it's a different character. So these tiny little things can make it or break it on the different markets. And I would say that if one of the markets is not going as good as the other similar markets, it's a good idea to look into the situation. Maybe there is something that blocks you. So that will be my comment to that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thanks.
Tuned in quite quickly as I was. God damn, I'm so sorry. I'm so
It's
sorry.
absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine.
No one noticed.
No one
Yeah,
noticed.
look at us. We've been talking for 58 minutes already. It's about time for us to wrap things up. Wow, this hour flew by like that. Exactly. Are you attending any events for the remaining months of this year? Where can people meet you, greet you, talk to
Brighton
you,
SEO?
pick your brain? Okay.
Szymon, you coming to Brighton?
Yeah. I will be speaking at Brighton SEO this year in October. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for
So I
mentioning
hope
it.
we end on the big stage. The big stage is nice, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been there as attendee once a few years ago. and now I'm coming back as a speaker. So it's going to be my second event as a speaker abroad in English. So the next big thing for me.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and probably I will also attend some local Polish events like Festival SEO. It's one of the oldest local. It's close to my place, so I will be there. I'm not sure. Maybe SEO Vibes Cyprus sounds tempting. I don't know yet. Yeah, but Brighton SEO for sure.
Mariusz, what about you?
Probably, I cannot make my mind yet, to be honest. I would definitely try to attend SEO festival in Katowice because that's quite local, and I'm pretty sure we'll be there. SEO in the festival in Brighton, 50-50, not sure yet. We'll try to go, and no, at this moment, no, not like a set in stone plans yet, I would say.
Yeah. You got any of you guys are gonna be in Chiang Mai in November?
Nope.
Our company coming through some changes right now, so everything is possible. It's possible. Don't know how highly it's possible, but it's possible definitely. But would you mind just asking Szymon last quick question? Could you share a little bit of what sort of presentation, what subject you will be touching on those Brighton conference?
Actually, close to our today's topic, I will talk about international link building, about leveraging some local tactics, transferring it to global results. Yeah, and I will introduce a similar thing that I was talking recently in Vietnam. I will introduce to this community our Polish approach to link building based on marketplaces, based on middleman who connects you to the publishers. It's really easy to navigate and to plan and to execute link building in our opinion. So I will introduce that to UK community, UK SEOs.
So you just had a comprehensive 1-hour pitch of your presentation.
kind of, yeah. But there will be some new stuff as well. So I think it's going to be interesting.
Right. What about surfing?
I'm also speaking. Yeah.
Wow.
What's your topic?
Thank you, Szymon. Thank you for this question. I will be talking about humanizing AI content with some custom models. So if it's even possible to turn it from ChatGPT, delve into kind of content into something that is really hard to notice that is AI, and most importantly for all the copywriters, undetectable by any tool. So yeah, that's the topic.
Yeah. And what about Chiang Mai? You gonna be there? Surfer? Anyone from Surfer?
Surfer will be there for sure. I'm not sure whether I will be there personally or maybe maybe the team. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. All right.
The schedule is tight.
I get it. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for your backs and forths. It was perfect. Really enjoyed the conversation. Enjoyed listening to you, and I'm sure the viewers, the listeners, enjoyed it as well. And they will be coming back to this episode to listen, to re-listen and rewatch parts of it. 100%. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm taking a 2-week break, so don't expect new episodes in the coming 2 weeks. So see you by the end of August. Stay tuned. Follow us on social media, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn as well, to just stay up to date. And gentlemen, once again, see you around.
Thanks, Vlad, for inviting us.
Was
Thanks for having me.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
Viva Polska!
Cheers. Do widzenia.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.